Today's Bible study is looking into the book of Genesis chapter 10. For this study, we'll be using the English Standard Version. Genesis chapter 10 is often called the Table of Nations. While it may seem like just a list of names, it holds significant value in showing how the nations spread out from Noah's sons after the flood. This chapter sets the stage for understanding where different people groups come from and how the world began to repopulate. Let's begin our deep dive. These are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Sons were born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Teras. The sons of Gomer: Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. The sons of Javan: Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. Japheth's line is generally associated with the peoples who spread into Europe and parts of Asia. Gomer is often linked with the Cimmerians. Magog, Meshech, and Tubal appear in prophetic books like Ezekiel, sometimes representing distant northern lands. Javan represents the Ionians or early Greeks, and Tarshish is associated with distant trading regions like southern Spain. From these, the coastland peoples spread in their lands, each with his own language, by their clans, in their nations. This verse foreshadows the division of languages that will be explained more fully in chapter 11. It highlights the diversity of nations, lands, clans, and tongues that came from Japheth. The sons of Ham: Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush: Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Raamah, and Sabteca. The sons of Raamah: Sheba and Dedan. Ham's descendants spread into regions associated with Africa and parts of the Middle East. Cush corresponds with Ethiopia or Nubia. Egypt in Hebrew is Mizraim, referring to the ancient Egyptians. Put is often associated with Libya, and Canaan with the land later promised to Israel. Cush fathered Nimrod. He was the first on earth to be a mighty man. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Therefore it is said, like Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord. The beginning of his kingdom was Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. Nimrod stands out in this list. He is described as a powerful figure, not just in strength but in leadership and empire building. Babel, also known as Babylon, Erech, which is Uruk, and Akkad were major cities in Mesopotamia. The land of Shinar refers to southern Mesopotamia, where the Tower of Babel will later be built. From that land he went into Assyria and built Nineveh, Rehoboth-ir, Calah, and Resen between Nineveh and Calah. That is the great city. Nimrod is credited with founding both Babylon and Assyria, two empires that will become dominant in biblical history and often oppose Israel. This marks him as a major world figure and possibly a prototype of future worldly kings and empires that challenge God. Egypt fathered Ludim, Anamim, Lehabim, Naphtuhim, Pathrusim, Casluhim, from whom the Philistines came, and Caphtorim. These descendants form various tribal and national groups in and around Egypt and North Africa. The Philistines, constant enemies of Israel in later history, are noted here as descending from Casluhim. Canaan fathered Sidon his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, the Archites, the Sinites, the Arvadites, the Zemarites, and the Hamathites. Afterward, the clans of the Canaanites dispersed, and the territory of the Canaanites extended from Sidon in the direction of Gerar as far as Gaza, and in the direction of Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim as far as Lasha. Canaan's descendants include many of the peoples who would inhabit the Promised Land and become adversaries of Israel. The names here correspond with tribes Israel would later be commanded to drive out. The mention of cities like Sodom and Gomorrah hints at future judgment due to wickedness. These are the sons of Ham, by their clans, their languages, their lands, and their nations. This repetition emphasizes the growing complexity and diversity of human societies. To Shem, also the father of all the children of Eber, the elder brother of Japheth, children were born. Shem's descendants are given special attention because the line leading to Abraham, and eventually Jesus, will come through him. The mention of Eber is significant, as he is considered the ancestor of the Hebrews. The name Hebrew is likely derived from Eber. The sons of Shem, Elam, Ashur, Arpachshad, Lud and Aram, the sons of Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether and Mash. These names include regions and tribes from the Middle East. Elam was an ancient kingdom east of Babylon. Aram is associated with the Arameans or Syrians. Uz is notable as the land where Job lived. Arpachshad fathered Shelah, and Shelah fathered Eber. This verse traces the specific lineage through which God's covenantal plan will progress. It leads us eventually to Abraham in later chapters. To Eber were born 2 sons. The name of the one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. The note that in his days the earth was divided may refer to the division at Babel, where languages were confused. This division could be geographic, linguistic, or both. Joktan fathered Almodad, Sheleph, Hazarmaveth, Jerah, Hadaram, Uzal, Dikla, Obal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. These names represent various tribes and locations in Arabia and surrounding regions. Sheba and Ophir in particular were known for wealth and trade. The territory in which they lived extended from Mesha in the direction of Sephar to the hill country of the east. This gives a geographical clue that many of Joktan's descendants settled in the Arabian Peninsula. These are the sons of Shem by their clans, their languages, their lands, and their nations. Again, the refrain emphasizes how humanity has spread and diversified across the globe. These are the clans of the sons of Noah, according to their genealogies, in their nations, and from these the nations spread abroad on the earth after the flood. This closing verse summarizes the importance of this chapter. Every nation on earth traces back to the sons of Noah. This isn't just a genealogy, it's a map of the known ancient world and an account of how God's command to fill the earth is being fulfilled. Even in this list of names, we see how God's providence, human rebellion, and the future plan of redemption are all quietly unfolding. If you enjoyed this Bible study, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about what you think of this Bible study.